Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yep. My name is Luke C. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I joined cross country in eighth grade in middle school, and have kind of like increased my knowledge since then, and hope to improve in the future. Yeah.
I like that you're just casually being a nerd, and the first thing you mentioned is that you've been increasing your mileage. I guess running's like that much part of your personality.
Well, like yeah, I mean, in freshman year, like when I was doing like 25 miles a week, and now during the summer, I'm trying to hit like 40 and eventually 50. So
Okay, so I always ask people when you start running, but you already checked that box for me.
mm,
So then my real question is then like, what got you into running? For me, it was my older brother. What was it like for
yeah.
you?
I originally my passion was baseball, and back then in seventh grade I made my B team, which I wasn't really happy about because I wanted to eventually go into junior varsity and high school. So I used cross country as like a way to condition myself, but I ended up just loving the program so much that I quit baseball altogether and then try to pursue cross country.
That's interesting because I know
Yeah.
like more people that quit cross country for baseball than people that quit baseball for cross country.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem at my school was that like a lot of these kids who end up making junior varsity, they've been playing travel baseball since like, age 6, and I kind of joined like when I was 10, so pretty much later, yeah.
I mean, that's still crazy because you still started out pretty early. Like if you started running
Yeah.
that early, you'd be a beast.
I agree, yeah.
So,
Um
anyway, so you do both cross country and track, I assume.
yep.
Which of those do you like more?
I mean, track is definitely easier to like compare, other times. And obviously like usually you just feel faster, but also cross country is, I think overall it's better because of the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's interesting because like I've talked to multiple people about the same question. And most people
Mm,
tend to say cross country, even though like I personally like track because I like the
mm,
competitive atmosphere part of it. And part of it is also is because like when you're bored at a track meet and like especially an invite, you can just watch all the races and it's pretty cool.
mm.
But like a cross country meet, it's kind of hard to watch a race. I mean, running around and cheering on is part of the experience also.
That's true, yeah.
Are you one of those people that like when your teammates are running, you're gonna be running around the course cheering them on?
Yeah, definitely. Like, our team went to states last year, and I was an alternate, so I didn't have the ability to run at that meet, but it was fine because I'm still developing. But I remember like uh, well, like our top guy was like in 50th place at states, so kind of like underperforming, and then I started like yelling, like screaming at him to like move up, and I don't know. After that, he like went up like 10 places. I don't know if it was just strategy or what, but yeah.
And then you said like you're an alternate at state, so that means like
Yeah.
you're like one spot off or two spots off.
Yeah, it was two, yeah.
Wait, I mean, at least that means like next year, as long as you like improve, and I'm assuming some seniors that will graduate, you'll be able to run a state next year.
Yeah. Well, on our team we had two seniors that graduated, but also like one guy doesn't really take cross country that seriously because his main sport's squash. So then that leaves me to, I mean, I'm probably gonna be somewhere between like fifth and seventh runner. So definitely like mid pack on my team. Yeah.
And then like, wait, so in Ohio, do they do like 3A, 2A, 4A? I assume.
Um, Kind of they call it division. So there's Division 1 through Division 4, and it's by a school size. We're in Division 2, which is like most large to mid-sized schools, other than like the top 64 largest schools in Ohio, that they compete at Division 1. So
I was just kind of curious because I was just like curious like how strong
mm.
a team in like where you are has to be to qualify for state.
Division two is technically like the most in depth division, so I think overall like our division one runs, faster times. Um, Especially in track. Like we had like two guys under 150 in the 800 meters. So
Dang.
yeah.
And then like for this cross country and track season, like how's your training been throughout the year? Do you like how consistent are you during the summer and the winter?
Um, Last summer I actually didn't really like run much because I don't know, I was kind of busy like, doing other activities, but since then I've been slowly increasing my mileage from like 15 to 25 like during the school year. But because of just like academic stress and fatigue, it was hard to push up. So that's why I've been utilizing my summer to, gain higher mileage. And by cross country season, yeah, I'll probably peak up at 50. But when track comes, since I like run more 800 meters, I'll probably go down back to like 25, 30. So.
So then I was gonna also talk about this is like when you're training for track, how much do you emphasize speed work, especially because you're like an 800 athlete, not like a mile, 2 mile athlete.
Speed work is definitely, I think, even more crucial that we focus on than endurance. We occasionally like we do a lot of the strength work that the 400 meter runners do on our team, like sled pushes, and because like at least right now, my biggest improvement is probably just like getting stronger overall, and which would help me with the speed aspect of 800 meters. For example, like close to our like um meet season, like we were doing like 500 meters at 800 pace, and then like take 4 minute rest, and then do like 300 meters at 800 meter pace. It kind of like broken up 800, and that would be our entire workout. So very like speed based, I think. Yeah.
And then do you like those types of workouts more compared to like more endurance-based workouts like mile repeats, or which one do you prefer?
I actually prefer endurance based workouts because I don't know, you like progress steadily up to the point like you don't really feel like you can do anymore, which is helpful because I think it tests more of my mindset versus speed workouts just usually tend to feel easier because like I get long rest and stuff.
I definitely feel like speed workouts are more like a physical test, while like
Mm,
endurance workouts can sometimes be like a mental test. But then like I feel like either way, by the time you're near the end of the workout, it's gonna be both physically and mentally
yeah,
painful.
definitely. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I've noticed that at my speed workouts or and like endurance workouts, by the end I'm definitely gonna feel lactic anyways. So yeah.
I'm not sure about feeling lactic at the end of endurance workout, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I had a tempo today, and then by the end,
Mm,
my legs definitely were starting to burn a little, but I'm not sure if it's so much lactic or I guess it kind of is your lactate building up in
mhm.
your legs. I don't know.
I mean, they say anything below the anaerobic threshold is going to build up lactic acid. And for like, say, like a 1835K runner, for example, I think like if they're running anything below like 610, they're eventually going to feel that lactic acid, even if it's like very small. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
So while we're talking about lactic acid, do you ever
Mm,
do like the 400 or the 4x4?
mhm. Yeah, I did a 4x4 once during the season. Well, it was like a distance runner's 4x4. We just ran it because like we wanted to test our speed. And I mean, this was like after I ran an 800 meter like you know earlier that night. So I mean, I ran a pretty decent time. And then one of our like distance guys ended up like going 55 in the 400 just out
Dang.
of the blue, which is yeah pretty impressive for him. So
And what did you end up splitting?
I was like a 59 flat, I think.
Okay. I was gonna say that like distance runner 4x4s have to be like one of the most hype things.
Yeah,
I think it's
definitely.
just it's just kind of silly, you know. I don't
Mm,
know why, but our track head coach likes throwing a ridiculous amount of teams into the 4x4.
mhm,
I have this one of my best memories from like last season, as in like the one that just ended. Is like we're
mhm,
at a league meet. It's like it's kind of dark by this time, and then I'm on like Newport, so that's the school I go to, like E
mhm.
team or F team, or so you like you think we'd be kind of trash, but it
Yeah.
was like a bunch of distance runners, but like we all secretly had speed.
Mhm.
Some of us are hybrid 800 runners. Like I'm a mile 800 runner, and I think we ran like 351.
Oh.
And then I got to anchor and then win the heat, even though it's heat two, so it didn't matter because it's just a random league meet also. But that
Mhm,
was like I had so much fun doing that.
mhm. That's kind of funny. I think like that. Yeah, that one 4x4, we went like 352 or something too. So yeah, it
And
was fun.
then just curious, what do you run into 800 right now?
My PR is like 212 right now. Yeah.
212. And then wait, I didn't even talk about cross country so far. Like how did that go? Because you're a freshman, right?
Yeah. Um.
How was your season?
Well, I was running like relatively low mileage, so I guess my endurance was a bit behind my speed. I ran like 18:29 for my fastest 5K. Um, but yeah, like towards the end of my races, I could definitely like feel me fatiguing, and I never really had that kick that some other guys would. So I think I just need to focus on my endurance, and I can shave off a lot of time.
And like through cross country, what was your favorite invite? Because I feel like that's like the highlight of cross country season is like those huge invites.
Probably the first meet that we went to because like, well, this was a twilight meet, ran at like
Mm.
10 p.m. our time. So like there would be music, blasting throughout the entire course, and it was very crowded. Like I think 300 runners were running at the same time. But
Dang.
I don't know. I found it like pretty electric, and then that kind of like raised my standards for all the other meets because I thought they would be similar to that atmosphere, but I mean they were still fun, but like a lot like we ran a lot more smaller meets after that. So yeah.
Yeah, Twilight meets are pretty fun. I don't think
Yeah.
I've actually been able to do one during cross country season. I
Mm,
went to one like a Nike Twilight in like Washington. Well, because I live in Washington, of
mm,
course. And because I was in varsity, I didn't get to do the Twilight like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. meet.
mm,
Um, but for me, my first big meet experience, it was like I don't think there was even that many runners per
mm,
race because they actually split it up. But I think I fell in the first 20 seconds because I was not ready for that stampede. Like I
mhm,
didn't get spiked or anything, but I feel like that was my welcome to cross country
yeah.
experience. And I still ran like 1910, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I had that experience. Well, some guy like in front of me fell, and then I had to hurdle over him. So yeah.
Like during meets, I always feel so bad. I think like I can't remember what meet, but like I just like tangled like legs with someone and like they almost fell, and I'm like I low-key got scared
Mm,
because I know that feeling when you just like hit the floor and then meet and you
yeah.
have to like get back up. It's like it's not very fun.
Hmm. I'm just curious. Do you know Redmond, Washington?
I do know Redmond.
Yeah. My grandma used to live there, so.
That's interesting. That's cool. Yeah, Redmond's actually a pretty fast team. I think they won like our
Mm.
districts meet. And then
Oh.
like I actually had a follower from Redmond like DM me like, "Hey, I'm like in one of your videos." I think
Mm.
because I have some random clips of racing and he's in
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
them.
Mm. That's funny.
So, how did it work that like your team ended up qualifying for state? How did that end
Yeah.
up
It
working?
was it was actually a long story. Well, like pre-meet rankings, they had us like pretty much like middle pack at regionals, which wouldn't definitely not place us for states. But um, throughout the like season, I think we just improved our race tactics, and we had a few like very fast guys, and then uh one guy like improved his 5K from like 19 minutes to 16:40 in the season. So, he definitely helps us a lot. Um, but then that one regionals meet, it was a terrible course. Like, you have a 400 meter like very steep hill that you have to go up on. That like leaves you gassed the entire rest of the race. So, times were like 40 seconds to a minute slower than maybe on a flat course. But we all ran pretty tactical, and we got like the second to last qualifying spot. So, I mean, barely.
And
I think
then
it was, yeah, it was also just kind of luck because even some of the teams that didn't qualify, like they ran better like races than us earlier in the season. So, yeah.
when you say you ran it tactically, what do you mean? Because I mean, as a team that's not guaranteed, like not one of the fastest, I wouldn't be risking running slower and trying to kick at the end. Like, what were your guys' tactics?
Basically just we slowed down that first 400-meter hill and like didn't necessarily let us like follow the adrenaline that was coming at our regional meet. Uh, so we kind of saved more energy, and which helped us like especially in the middle parts of the race. A lot of people slowed down because like they might have been experiencing lactic acid even at that point. So like by the end it's pretty flat, right? And we didn't like none of our guys necessarily had a kick because we were still pretty exhausted after going, up that hill. I don't really remember like the strategy. Our coach probably said something, but I mean, I was a spectator, of course, but yeah, I remember one of our teammates like he had his like head like crooked like this like at the end and was like I don't know his legs were wobbling and he like fell through the finish line and almost passed out, but you know he ended up running a very good race. I think just mostly pure grit and the like we were determined to go to state since we haven't like been to state in like 6 years. So yeah.
Dang. Yeah, our team placed like 16th when we needed to place five. Like
Mm,
we already weren't in contention going into it. And then so our course is kind of the opposite because it starts just with a classic like funnel
mm,
and then it goes onto the track for 300 meters and then
oh,
it goes out into like a forest or whatever, like classic cross
yeah, yeah.
country. And then it goes on the track again for the second loop and then you finish on the track, but then the important part is because there's a funnel, you need to be getting out fast.
Mm-hmm,
So it's like even though like I run like a 17:45, that's my PR.
mm-hmm,
Uh that first part you probably need to be running like sub 5 pace to get good positioning. Like
mm-hmm,
no matter what, just let the adrenaline carry you because it's like downhill for a bit.
mm-hmm.
And also, it was like a rainy day, so I think there was actually some upsets going for the meet because just when it rains and like the terrain gets kind of messed up, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's just so much more randomness that can happen.
That's cool, yeah. That basically reminds me of like our first cross country meet, at least in my high school career. That was basically like the same thing, that Twilight meet. Like I mean, the funnel wasn't necessarily like huge, but then like we all kind of like went through this very tight loop and then got packed, and at one point like we were walking like 100 meters.
Oh my god.
Just but then we had a lot of sections on the track where like we were able to speed up. Yeah, it was a difficult race to conquer, but yeah, I think it overall went pretty well for my first meet. Yeah.
I once had this league meet, and then because I was a freshman, I actually like took my
Mm-hmm,
league meet seriously and try to get PRs at them,
mm-hmm,
which is something like I'm not gonna do in the future nearly as much because like it's not really worth it. I'd rather save my energy to invites. Anyways, the funnel was horrendous because I swear, like once you got into the forest, like it was a two-person wide funnel. And then I never get out super fast. Like I know people that get out really aggressively that are way slower than me. So I think I have to like pick up 10 places of my own teammates just to get
Mhm.
back into the groove. It was so stupid. I hate that course.
Yeah, I was kind of that way too. Like, well, yeah, that one time I ran like a 1909, I think, for my first high school 5K. But the first mile was like 6:20 because I wasn't like really sure like necessarily how to like race tactically. So I would just kind of sit behind everybody else, and then but like through mile two, like the gap started opening. We were just basically running through a bunch of cornfields. So yeah.
I don't know. For me, when I was a freshman, I was like, so that was last year. I was just a positive split hero. I would just try to run with some teammates that beat me in the past. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so then I would definitely hit the positive splits. And it made me kind of mad because I would like know that if I just hung on, I would get like sub 19 or whatever PR I needed at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have that experience too. Especially like well, the last meet of my high school career was, or I mean, not career, just freshman season. Hopefully not, unless I get injured. Was like, yeah, that was my PR of 18:29. I actually went out like with sub 17 guys because it was a pretty like open course and like not many people. This was a JV invite. Um, which was really nice because like after that I was kind of like able to pace off of other people knowing I'd fade like after that first 800 meters, but then I was already in like a spot where I wanted to be, especially that like I like clicked on every single guy before the meet and like you know so I knew everybody's PR and I could just stick with somebody slightly faster than me and try to hold on. So yeah.
Okay, now that we've talked about like your most fond memories of this cross country season, I also like asking what was the worst experience you had?
That's hard to say, because I haven't really experienced a race that has gone terribly. I guess there was this middle school mile. I mean, obviously, it doesn't really mean much, but I got like 5 hours of sleep, like 3 days in a row before it, and during it, I just remember like, well, I wanted to get sub 5:30, which was still pretty ambitious at the time. Um, so I went out like kind of hard, though I was like all sore and achy from not getting great sleep. And then like I don't know, after 400 meters I just wanted to quit. But my mom was cheering me on, my coach was too, and I managed to like just shave off like barely sub six, but which was disappointing because I knew I could run faster. But after that, I just lost all my energy for the day and like literally on the 15-minute car ride home, I was just sleeping, and I was pretty disappointed with myself.
The middle school mile is pretty interesting. For
Yeah.
me, that was like in PE because we do the mile, I believe,
Mm,
3 times per year through middle school. We don't actually have a track season or whatever, but we
mm,
do it in PE. And then I think in eighth grade, my first one was 550, but then I was annoyed that I wasn't the fastest kid in the class. And then let me think. I think I ran another 550 the second mile, and then I was
mm,
pretty annoyed that I just matched it. And then I think the last mile we did, no one tried, except I still wanted to give myself a
mm,
good time because I hyped myself up for it and I thought the other fast runners would try, but they ended up just like jogging it.
mm,
So I had to run it all by myself on this baseball field or like a softball field because
mm,
we weren't using the track. It was like 7 3/4 laps or something. It was really
mm,
cursed. And then I think I ran like 5:45 or something like that, even though I wanted like 5:40.
mm,
But yeah, I just always laugh thinking back to middle school PE mile.
mm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, well, I joined. I guess we had a 2 mile PE in like sixth grade. Um, like with no training, of course. He just like kind of wanted us to test our fitness, and I generally ran it all out. But I was like towards the last of my school. I think I got like a 20-minute 2 mile or something. Um, which was pretty embarrassing. But I also genuinely enjoyed like feeling like I was suffocating the entire time. So yeah, I
I
guess
guess
also yeah.
I
Um,
guess that kind of defines your personality as a runner from that one moment.
yeah. I mean, of course, I didn't really think about training till I mean, I'd say not until like during my freshman season at cross country, because before that I was you know I still was thinking about doing baseball in high school and stuff. But like I remember right before middle school cross country season, I ran like a 26-minute 5K on this like well, it was actually a pretty hard course, like I don't know, like a lot of hills. But that was discouraging because I remember like some like 9-year-old girl just passed me like midway, and that was when I knew I was like pretty slow. But yeah, it was an experience. Like I mean, back then, I was running just to survive. So yeah.
Well, it looks like you've been pretty successful during high school so far, at
Mm.
least. I mean, at least your 20-minute 2 mile times are far gone.
Yeah. Well, I guess also like another reason I joined cross country was like back then I wasn't happy about my weight because I was classified as like very slightly overweight, which obviously doesn't really mean anything as a child. But yeah, I saw it as an opportunity to like just be more fit in general, which I didn't really do it the right way. Like I cut my calories significantly during the season, which resulted in me like being tired all the time. And I did lose like 15 pounds, but after that I realized like, the way I was doing it wasn't healthy. And yeah, especially
Well,
and it also I think hurt like my academics too. Like I like there were just some days I couldn't really focus in class. So yeah.
I mean, it's really important that you notice that because
Mhm.
I mean, my high school coach talks about fueling at least once a week. He'll talk about just eat until you're full. Don't worry about
Mhm.
like cutting calories. Don't even think of counting your calories. Just eat until you're full. That's what
Yeah.
he always tells us.
Mhm. Yeah, at least well, right now I'm eating like over 4,000 calories a day because yeah, especially like I just came back from camp and we had to walk like 40,000 steps a day, and that really like yeah, I'm still
I
recovering
think
from that, but
Yeah, I think when I'm actually like on serious training, like right now, I probably get in
Mhm.
3,000 calories a day, but I don't actually log it. It's like everything's kind of approximate.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm just like wondering, do you watch running on YouTube or like any like meets
yeah.
or anything
So
like that?
I've been following the Diamond League recently, and I watched about a mile too. Um, I mean, not much. I like watching a lot of training videos or like Ben is running.
I
He's
actually
he's like
haven't heard about that channel.
yeah. He's an English marathoner. I think he runs like 220, but he has like a lot of great tutorials. Like I follow his like core routine and stuff. Not that this is an advertisement for him, but yeah.
And is he one of the people that initiated his mileage propaganda? So now, like, all you talk about is mileage.
Yeah, in a way, like he documents like you know his training because I guess he goes down to Kenya like in the summer and trains with them, even though he's one of the slower ones. But I don't know. I don't really watch him too much. Like mainly just like core and strength training because you know those are some routines I'm still not trying to get the hang of. Um, Other than that, like I've heard of Yassine Abdallah. I don't really watch him too much. Uh, yeah, I don't really watch too much YouTube, but mainly like I might go back and watch old world records or something. That's fun too.
Mhm. I like watching Yassine's channel, Yassine Abdallah's channel.
Hmm.
Well, I just really liked his videos about his entire running career.
Hmm.
It was like over an hour long to get through those videos, but he was like very honest in talking about the times he wanted to quit or like how he would like experience like these things that all cross country runners do. That what if you PR your first race of the season and then you
Hmm.
don't PR the rest of the season, like that feeling.
Hmm.
And then I also try to keep up with track in general. I watched like the NCAA championship. I also watched like the big high school meets.
Uh,
Uh, have you ever heard of the Brooks PR meet?
yeah, I have. I watched that. Yeah.
And so yeah, I got to watch that one in person because
Oh.
it's just in Renton, which is like really close to where I live. I think it was like a 20-minute drive. So yeah, I got to watch like Marcelo Montecon
Hmm.
and Dylan Rowell and all the stars run.
Do you know the Arcadia Invitational?
Yeah, I do know Arcadia.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We had a runner like who got invited there, so he flew over to California like mid track season, and that was fun. Like we all had our like phones out. Well, this was on the weekends, but like with our group chat, we were just like talking about him the entire time. So as he was running, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy having someone on your team going to Arcadia because that's
Mhm.
like one of the biggest. That's definitely one of the biggest meets in the track season.
Yeah. The interesting thing about him was like I don't know if he ran before freshman year, but like with very minimal training, he just dropped like a 2 minute in the 800 meters, and like which is pretty insane, of course.
Hmm.
And also like back then he was running like I think 20, 30 in the 5K, so definitely was very much speed oriented. But yeah, I think he's just a classic example of like great genetics. I mean, he even talks about how he thinks he has. Yeah.
Yeah, that's this thing that I feel like a lot of runners kind of think about is it's kind of
Mhm.
annoying or kind of I don't know. It can be discouraging, like seeing that there's sometimes just that one person that just somehow is like just way faster without the same level of training.
Mhm.
But at the same time, always I like to tell myself that at the end of the day, hard work beats talent when
Of
talent isn't
course, yeah.
working hard, and that I don't know my physical limit until I train to get there. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, well, I mean, he of course like worked hard, you know, uh, throughout his high school career. So now he's going into senior year right now. Um, yeah, I think especially in the 5K, like you might like unfortunately like some people just have a higher genetic ceiling. Like, they might not be able to run like a 12:50 5K even if you're in their best prime, but like I think in the 5K, like as long as you're like, you know, working hard, like I think sub 16 is very achievable for any runner. So yeah.
yeah, I think I agree with that. And then speaking of just times and all of that, what are your goals for next year for like cross country and track?
Um, Cross country, I haven't really thought about it too much, but it'd be cool to go sub 17. That probably would be a stretch. However, I did a workout yesterday around like sub 17 pace, which was pretty convincing. And track season, I still want to focus more on the 800 meters. So hopefully, I mean, I want to get as close to 2 minutes as I can, but realistically, it'll probably be like 2:05 maybe. So yeah.
Yeah, those goals seem like around the same level of like difficulty. So I like those goals.
Mm.
And then like I know this is like a really big picture question because you still have
Yeah.
3 years left in high school, but do you plan to run in college and do you
Mm.
have like any dreams of any sort?
Yeah, I've always thought that it would be cool to like run a Division 3 school because I still want to prioritize my academics. But I mean, obviously, like those top Division 3 schools, they're flexible with your training, program, and you're not necessarily like spending, I don't know, 40 hours a day just training. So, um, like for example, we have Case Western here in Cleveland. That'd be a cool team to make. It's
Wait,
not.
I
Yeah.
actually know someone that is going to Case Western, and I
Oh,
didn't know about the school until like I found out that they were going there, so that's pretty funny.
yeah. They're great in like STEM fields, like especially biomedical engineering. Um, I think, yeah, I just called emailed their coach one time because I was just curious, like, obviously not thinking about it seriously, but she said like, they don't accept walk-ons, but you'll be recruited as long as you're on like a sub 16, 15, 5K. Yeah, they're like a mid-major D3 program, like, they don't necessarily make nationals, but like Division 3, it's not necessarily about like the team you're on. Like if you really want to still improve in college, you can be flexible with academics at any school. So yeah.
For me at least, I think competing in the NCAA would be really, really fun.
Mhm.
I think just like having the experience and just knowing that you're part of it would just be amazing. And like I also think about like how academics go into play in it, like how much I can still continue schoolwork. Like, am I
Mhm.
gonna actually be able to have a career if I spend so much time on running?
Mhm.
So I think I want to try to get some interviews with actual college runners and how that's working out for them because
Mhm.
I really don't know the experience how the experience goes.
Mhm.
But then what when you like emailed that coach, what else did they talk about of like being recruited and like how the system works?
She didn't really say anything. I just like asked like what are the recruiting standards because the website Run Recruit, like it's pretty
Yeah,
stupid.
of
Like
course.
yeah, I don't know. I've noticed that like those times that they publish are like definitely not accurate at all. So um
Hmm.
I mean most colleges like you can just go on their website and they will have like some PDF that you can see. Um I don't know. I was just curious because, like, in the future, I think Case would be a good fit for me, especially that like I want to go into like pre med eventually. So yeah, and a lot of my friends also attend there. So
Hmm. And then wait, what was I say? Oh, I know Recruit. I think what they do is that they will first try to find like the times on the official website. And
hmm
then if they can find the times, they'll look at their latest recruits, like who they just admitted into their freshman class, and then like
yeah,
take the average as like an estimate on like what they literally just recruited.
hmm yeah. That probably makes sense. Yeah, I mean, well, I just know like I don't know. There's some school like I saw like a Division 1 program that like the run recruit had said that you could be recruited at like 16-minute 5K. But when you like look at who's actually they're more like sub 15. So I mean, I think and there was I don't know, it was a pretty like known, well known like Division 1 program. So I mean,
Wait,
some
what
in
was
some
it?
regards.
Do you remember?
No, I think I forget. Uh, let's see. No, I think it was. I mean, it wasn't like necessarily like Stanford level, of course, but uh, probably some mid major D1 program. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of trust Run Crew just for the
hmm
standards. I know that either way, I'm gonna have to email all the coaches and see if
Of
they're
course, yeah.
actually interested. But
hmm
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, haven't. I mean, it's fun to think about. I mean, obviously, like it's hard for me to like really like take it seriously, of course. Since like I just want to improve, and my main goal is just helping out my team. Next year for assuming we qualify for states again. So yeah.
Yep. At the end of the day, I feel like a lot of running is just like trying to push your body to your limit.
Hmm.
So, like, obviously, competing in college is one part of it, but just training each year, taking it one day at a time to seeing where you go is definitely just part of the process.
I agree. Yeah.
And then I have one last question
Mhm.
before I want to end this, and it is that like what would you tell your younger self like before you started running? As in, for you, that would be like you in eighth grade before you tried running, or you in freshman year before you started
Mhm.
running. Like, what would you tell yourself?
Um, Really, I would just say try to enjoy your years more. Like back then, I was hyper focused on my times. Like even though like I felt like I was pretty slow compared to like a lot of my teammates, and I wanted to get to the level. Like I remember one day during summer, I just went out and like ran 12 miles because like I thought that was the way to get faster. Um, Really just like trust your coach, trust your teammates. They always have the best plan for you. Um, and try to enjoy like cross country as much as you can. Like PRs are great, but really I just love the atmosphere, and especially that it gives me like a mental break every day from my studies. So that's the most valuable thing I've ever experienced. Yeah.
I think that's actually really good advice. I think it's so funny that like we talk about sometimes, hey, I need a break from all the school stuff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sign up for cross country, even though it's like one of the biggest time sucks out there.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, compared to like other sports in my school, like what our practice is from 3:30 to 4:30 usually, but then like on workout days it could go to 5 because of weightlifting. Like that's not a huge commitment. I know like football, they sometimes have to stay to like 6 or maybe even like 7:30 up for practices. So it's really flexible, but obviously like during that time span of like when you're running, it does take a lot of energy out of you. But really like when I'm like super fatigued just from a day of running, like it helps me focus on my studies more because like I'm just like super focused on going to bed and getting the full night's sleep. That I can just I feel like I can progress in my homework easier, even like when I dread my homework or something. So yeah.
At the same time, I think sometimes on a meet day when I get home,
Mhm.
I just see my homework and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, that's valid. I feel that way too. I mean, my teachers are pretty lenient. Like, if you just can't really get your homework done, especially for like a sports occasion, they usually exempt it the next day.
Okay,
So yeah.
that's cool.
When did you like what wait, did you so you started running like seventh grade?
Yeah, that's when I
Okay.
started running like cross country in middle school, and yeah, that's like when I started seriously like running.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. All right. See ya.
Yeah, thanks for taking your time with this call.
Mm-hmm. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
See ya.